BusShelters.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. Thank you for always providing support and a home for Caymanian music. Swanky Kitchen Band owes so much of our success to the support and the amazing platform that Radio Cayman has provided us with. May you continue on for the next 50 years with energy, vibes, and lots of Caymanian love.
Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now? Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up, we hear from Hope for Today Foundation about their football Clash of the Legends. And later, you can find out about finding a great career in the captive insurance industry. Plus, a little open line for you to let us know what's on your mind. Talk Today's next. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Good of you to tune in. Check out what's going on. It's a nice afternoon here in Georgetown. It's nice, but it's hot. Yep, hot. Yeah, is this like the El Nino effect that we're already feeling? I mean, they said El Nino was forming a lot faster than what they had predicted, but it must be here already because, it's a hot one out there. I think it must be like feeling, even if it isn't 100 degrees, must feel like 100 degrees out there today. But otherwise, a great afternoon in the Cayman Islands. Well, one of my first guests this afternoon is no stranger to the Talk Today studio, telling us about the great work that goes on at the Hope for Today Foundation's transitional houses, where those recovering from a drug and alcohol addiction get support in getting back to a meaningful life. This afternoon, we hear about the annual football fundraiser for the foundation, Clash of the Legends. So joining me now to tell us more is BRENT, the operations manager at the Hope for Today Foundation. And also in the studio, Frank CORNWALL, who's representing GT. Yes, right here in Georgetown. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Good to have you in the studio.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. It's a pleasure to be here. talking about this most delicate subject, and that's assisting individuals in our community that are struggling with substance abuse issues. And to highlight our Family Fun Day, where we're inviting the community to come out, eat food, enjoy the game, enjoy the bouncing castles, enjoy the spoon racing, just enjoy an afternoon full of fun, where East End will be taking on Bordentown, Georgetown will be taking on West Bay. And we're looking forward to a little exhibition game between 345 and Academy Football Club. So it's an afternoon just full of fun. Many gift certificates to be won if you participate in the raffle or if you participate in the games.
So football, though, is the big thing.
It sure is.
As always in Cayman, that's the main event, right?
That's the game.
Tell us a little bit about what people would be contributing to in supporting this event. Tell us about the work that goes on at Hope for Today.
Well, it's like you said, Hope for Today operates a transitional living facility where we try to assist individuals in our community that are struggling with substance abuse. What we recognized for a long time is we had individuals that were in prison, incarcerated for many years. They were coming out of prison, they were going back to their same old environment. Weeks later, they were right back in Northwood. What we've understood, and by looking into our statistics, is if there was any possibility and the best chance for an individual to find recovery and good quality sobriety, was a halfway house was the best opportunity for them to do that. So Hope Foundation has provided this transitional living facility. We've been in operation some time now. We've seen people come into the program. They've done the necessary work to maintain sobriety, good quality living, sobriety, where they've gone home with their families, their children, their wives. So they're now contributing to the family unit rather than taking from the family unit, rather than bringing all that drama into the family unit. Now they're contributing and being a positive role model in our community.
When you look back over the years that you've been doing this work, what stands out most to you? What makes you look back and say, man, I'm glad I'm doing this?
You'll be surprised you ask that question. I'm going to tell you why. Today I got several phone calls from individuals that have chosen to recognize me for an award.
That's great.
So they wrote into the government award link, and they've put me up for recognition for an award for the work that I do in the community, for the consistency. You see, anybody can step up and do something.
Yeah, one time.
But it's how consistent they're going to be at it. And that's what they recognize is the work that I do. I am consistent at this. But I have a passion, and the passion is very selfish. And the reason I say it's selfish, because me myself used to struggle with drug and alcohol addiction for many years. And the selfish part about it is I get benefits and hope for myself when I continue to give of myself, selfless service to this community, to individuals that have struggled just like I have. And I've seen the pain and the struggle that they go through on a daily basis. I've seen the family unit constantly being broke down. I've seen the violence. I've seen the damage that it's causing and the destruction that it's causing to many families in our community. And it's painful.
And you've done your part to heal that over the many years that you've been doing this.
I played my part. I played my part, and I've found peace with myself, with what I do and with me. It leaves me to be very comfortable. You hear people talk about being comfortable in your own skin. And, well, that's what I am today. I'm quite comfortable in my skin.
Frank Cornwall, what about this organization that has led you to be supportive of it? You're participating in this Clash of the Legends. What made you support their efforts?
I have given my support because it is a great initiative. And after looking in our communities, and we see how many people that have fallen through the cracks and have gone down the slope, and to see the work that Brent has put in this Hope for Foundation. And it's a continually struggle to work with the individuals and help them on a daily basis. You know, it is heartwarming to see that happening. And for that, I give kudos to him for his effort. I give kudos to all those who have went through the halfway house and are now out there being a positive role model in the community. And that is what I want to see for the country. I want to see, in my opinion, my honest personal opinion is I would love to see our country get to where drug is not a problem within society, because it damages the home, it damages other people, homes and lives, and you know the things that happens when they become addictive, they will do almost anything to get it. And seeing that, it hurts to see people go through that situation. And any effort that can be made to remedy that situation, I give my full heart and I give everything towards making that a positive action. So, yes, I do give kudos to all the hard work that not everyone that plays a part in this to make it a positive action in the community. So with that being said, I find myself, if Brent call at any time, I am willing to do what I can do to support, to help out in any which way. And over the years, he has formulated the Clash of the Legends, which it brings communities together. It's actually bringing the island together, because we have the four major, I would say, constituencies, or the four major sectors of Cayman, which is Georgetown, West Bay, East End, Bordentown. Unfortunately, North Side don't have a team together as how Georgetown and West Bay and East End and Bordentown do. So we would love to see them come aboard at some point in time, but at this point, we go out for the camaraderie, and it brings great pleasure to be able to sit back and reminisce on old times, the clashes that had been gone for years ago.
The glory days?
The glory days. The youthful glory days, which, it was a pioneer for football in Cayman. Because, in my humble opinion, football, instead of rising with better facilities than we had back then, it has taken a downturn. Even though there is so many things that can be happening, like, where they can get scholarships, they can get, they get to go away to play a lot of international games. When we were playing back in the days, we didn't have all of that privilege. When we got to travel, it was not every year, to say. But we played with passion. There was a passion for the love of the game. And through the legends, we try to emphasize that back to the youth. So with the camaraderie that we have, it is it is to the highest of level. So we want to initiate that throughout the Cayman Islands. So that is why we work so hard to make this an effort for every year.
We have to hit the pause button and take a break, but more about Clash of the Legends after these messages.
Get ready to ride for a cause. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman presents Ride for Sight, Sunday, May 31st at 10 a.m. Join your community at the Cayman Turtle Center and cruise through the scenic route to Lower Valley. And it's more than just a ride. Enjoy refreshments after the event and know that every mile helps the Lions Sights program and the LCIF Foundation. Make a real difference in the community. Sponsored by Cayman Distributors and the Cayman Turtle Center. For more info, call 916-7634. That's 916-7634. Don't miss out. Ride for a cause. Ride for sight.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Yo, what you saying? This is Emlito, local Cayman artist. I want to give a big shout out and congratulations to Radio Cayman on their 50th anniversary. Growing up, Radio Cayman really opened my ears to so many different styles of music and inspired my journey as an artist. Back when I was part of CBR and DLS, they gave us a platform to be heard and grow, especially through shows like Local Sound Nation and people like Will Sinatra supporting local talent. Much respect and appreciation. Wishing you many more years to come.
Sweetest place under the sun.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Clash of the Legends that is coming up, which will raise funds for the Hope for Today Foundation. And Brent, yes, when people support the Hope for Today Foundation, I mean, they should know that you and the whole operation is quite serious about when someone gets into your program. I mean, you just don't walk in and say, I want to come here.
Oh, absolutely. There's a process. And part of entering the program, you have to be clean. You have to do a level of treatment at Caribbean Haven, or we will have to otherwise set a program up for you, which you will be attending the counseling center. A lot of the residents that come to Hope for Today Foundation come right directly through the courts or the probation office. So we work with all the entities that focuses on rehabilitation. So we are as strong as our weakest link. Mm-hmm. Just put it all in a nutshell. We're as strong as our weak link. So we continue to work together for the benefit of one individual. Of course, you got to recognize the fact that not every individual program is the same. Every individual will have a different program to follow. But before I go on, Chalo, what I would like to do is to recognize Mr. Andre Ebanks in his ministry, in particular Mr. Isaac Ebanks in social development, who we work real closely with, and providing some funds to make sure the halfway house is always in operation. These facilities are needed in this country. And we have to recognize all the people that continue to sponsor this organization all year round. We got Foster, Junk, McAlpine, Calypso Grill, Medac. Then we got the government. We got Time Magazine. We got Excuses, C2Q Fiber, Infinite Mind Care, who's a partner of ours, who's a counseling agency. You met Ms. Raquel, yeah, who's down at the house all the time. So all of us join together and bond together for the benefit of those residents that are actually living at the house, that they may have a place to call home. Can you imagine telling somebody to go out and try to rehabilitate themselves and change their life, but they have no home to sleep in?
Yeah.
No bed, no food to eat.
You'll be back down the same path right away, right?
Well, you'll be able to walk in the streets of Georgetown, the streets of West Bay, and then you're probably looking at anything that you can steal to try to maintain or go in some garbage can. So this is where Hope Foundation plays that crucial role. We provide a home for individuals that are seriously seeking recovery, that are willing to do the necessary work. Because if you're at that home and you're not willing to do the work, we're pretty sooner or later we're going to recognize the fact that you're just playing around. And we may tell you to give up your bed for somebody else that really wants to focus on rehabilitation and do the work.
How many residents do you have at any one time?
Right now we have 8 residents. We can hold up to 13. So let's look at the benefits when I say the word 13, or when I say the number 13. You look at the number 13 and you look at a prisoner spending a year in Northwood. So annually, government is paying between $80,000 to I think it's something like $85,000 to house one prisoner in Northwood. We can run Hope Foundation less than $200,000. So just look at the benefits that it is, not only to government, but to the community as a whole. And that's why these houses are so crucially needed, because they are helpful to those seeking recovery. It does give them a better chance if they're seeking recovery. They have food to eat, a structured program, a bed to sleep in, water to take a shower, a place to wash their clothes. They have opportunities to go out, seek employment on a regular basis. And sometimes there's individuals that come to the house to help them with their resumes, to help them with anything that they're going to need.
You coach them in how to find a job.
Absolutely. I mean, they have to sell themselves.
Yeah.
You and I have to do it. If you and I are going out to look at a job, we know when we face the interview how we have to operate and how we have to deal and conduct.
Present yourself.
Exactly. We have to sell ourselves to whoever wants to employ us. Yeah. And we spend time talking about them in this area. So we don't just bring them at the house to sleep. We try to provide them with the best tools and the best opportunity, not only to hold on a job, but to become a productive member of this community, become a better parent, a better brother, a better sister, a better employee. And this is what life is all about. We have to share a personal experience as we know it and as we do it with people that need our help.
Is instilling discipline a big part of your program?
It is. Right. How do we get there? We get there by simply following the rules. You follow the rules. The rules is what goes on to continue to teach the individual. You have to be disciplined. You have a curfew. You have to get up and you have to get up and make your bed. You have to cook food one day a week for the rest of the house. As time go on, you learn these small stuff that teaches you that this is just living life on life terms. That's all it is. We just live life on life terms, take care of our personal responsibilities. And what our parents used to say, grow up, throw away the foolish things.
Is that a big problem for people who are recovering, taking responsibility for what they've done and for themselves?
Absolutely. I have been working with a guy, and I wouldn't call his name, but I've been working with one particular guy who has been struggling with getting to the root cause of his issues. He would try to justify everything rather than really taking a whole cold look at why he is where he is and can justify every reason why he do what he do. But he will never take personal responsibility and say, this is what I really should be doing.
Always someone else's fault.
It's Shallow's fault. Yeah. It's Frank's fault. It's Brent's fault. It's his brother's fault. It's mother's fault. Sister's fault. Probation officer's fault. Court's fault. They need to start taking a look at themselves. Stop looking at me. But they're not the one in problems.
Yeah.
You know, they're not the one that...
The logic is completely flipped around.
It's so twisted. It is so twisted. And I've heard it. I see it. But not only at Hope Fertility Foundation. I mean, as individuals, we go around the community. We all have friends and we talk to our friends and we hear the seem kind of logic. It's always somebody else's fault. Oh, if I had a job. Ask yourself this question, are you looking at a job?
Can you keep a job?
Are you holding a job when you get one?
Yeah.
Are you getting out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning like everybody else does to try to find one? Or are you waiting for Shallow to come say, here's a job? What happens after you got somebody else that are doing most of the work? You go to work for 2-3 days, you don't show up on the 4th day, you go to Shallow and you say, I don't like that job. You need to try to find me something better. Or something a little bit easier.
Is that another thing too, that somebody else should be helping you?
More work. Somebody else got to do all the work. Yeah. Somebody else.
All the heavy lifting.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
So, how do you deal with that though at the Hope Foundation? How do you try and turn that logic back to something that makes sense?
Well, I understand the logic. I've been there myself, where somebody else had to do all the heavy lifting, do all the work. And they did get me a job. It wasn't good enough. It was too much mixing this, too much mixing that, getting up too early in the morning. It was almost too much of this. What I've learned over time is the longer you allow somebody to practice good, healthy living, and the longer they're clean, somehow. Don't ask me how it happens, but somehow their intentions, their attitude, their behavior, and all that stuff seems to clear up and they change. They start changing the way they operate. You got to remember, if we practice something on a daily basis, it all of a sudden becomes part of our lives. See, we as addicts and alcoholics have been doing drugs so long that we depend on that. When we get off of that, it takes a while sometimes before our attitude starts to change, our behavior changes. And the longer we're sober, as the clearer our thinking becomes, we start to see life different. I have to play a good role in this community. I have to step up. If I want a car, I have to work for it. Somebody's not going to give me that. I mean, you got people that spent a lifetime or your younger life sitting down and they sit on that tree and they'll sell weed, cocaine, whatever, and they may eventually get a nice car. But what eventually is going to happen, that nice car is going to get taken away. Because the police are going to realize it was gained by illegal means. So once they get caught with drugs or in the quantity of drugs, then it all kind of falls back. How did you get the car? How did you get this? How did you get that? How much money do you have in the bank? How did you get this? And fairly shortly, the court will have possession of most of that, and you have to explain how you got it. And if you can't come up with a reasonable reason, you may not get it back.
We have to take another break. Be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Cineco's parametric insurance after hurricanes is now available for motor policies. Fixed automatic payouts cover incidental vehicle expenses like fuel, cleanup, and minor repairs. No claims, no damage required. $200 for comprehensive policies or $100 for third-party policies. Available exclusively through Cineco and included with all new motor insurance policies and upon renewal for current policies. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco. Keeping Cayman covered.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments from May 11 to 15 at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, Botox, filler, cosmetic enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email dr.portercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That is 946-9020.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Clash of the Legends fundraiser for the Hope for Today Foundation. Frank, what are the legends that are coming from Georgetown into this game?
We have players that have been playing from in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Some who have even played up into most recently. So when we say legends, it's formally Georgetown players of the past. Give
us some names.
Lee Ramon, Lloyd Ramon, Neil Murray.
Stoker.
We got, Lloyd Ramon is originally Stoker, as we used to call him on the field. And
Joey Hugh.
We have Joey Hugh. We have, I'm not sure whether we'll get Richie Hugh out.
He said he was coming.
But, it is our hopes to have all of those older players out there. Myself also used to make the play, but unfortunately I haven't played in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played in the last 2 years, so I don't know about this year. Because the last time I was out there, it was fun to get out there. It was happy getting on the field, but then the body just refused to
Father Time.
So, yeah, we have, like I said, Neil Murray's putting the team together. We got players like Kim Samuels,
some legends in there for sure.
Real legends. Some of those that are there are some of the players who made a stop to Jamaica when they came here in the 80s. So, we have, sometimes I don't know if they're all going to get out. Carlos Welcome and the Wizard, I don't know if they're going to make it, because we have quite a few legends from the past, but sometimes because of the holiday weekend, sometimes people tend to fly out.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the roster looks like, but whatever the roster that we got, we always put up a good show. So, and over time, we have been the most outstanding team. So it is good for us to always have the camaraderie of West Bay as our rivals, and we always have good time, good fun. West Bay have Thorney.
Yeah, who can we expect to see from West Bay?
West Bay.
Thorney.
You want to name them?
You could go ahead and make Brent name his team.
For West Bay. These guys are still slippery. They're still playing ball. They're ready to rock and roll. So we have Antonio Smith, Coach Greg, Arden Cheeky. We got Henry. We got Freddie. I got Rumi. We got a variety of guys from West Bay that so look forward to this event every year, because their heart and their spirit are in it for the right reason. They come out and it goes back again. They recognize where the direction the country is going. And if they could play that small role, just go to their closet, take down their boots, dust off the cobweb, come down to Edgebush Stadium for a couple hours, socialize, participate in any way they possibly can. They know their role is to play ball, but participate and assist in any way they can, just to keep the community safe and put the island in a better place, better standing and help our citizens that have fallen short. And we have many that are falling short through drugs and alcohol. They may be driving around all pretty and look good, but you know what they say, when the door closes at night, it's the family unit that feel it. And you know, recognizing alcohol as the breakdown in most families. It's a family disease, you know, when it comes to alcohol. So they go to work, they come home, but it's the family that feel it at the end of the day. Go to work, go to the pub, go home, and then all of a sudden, all the furniture start getting turned upside down for a lot of homes. Yeah. And it happens, and until people speak up, they abuse wife, they abuse child, they abuse this, they abuse that. Until they come out and actually talk about it, it'll all be a secret. But today, through the grace of God, a lot of the stigma surrounding substance abuse has been lifted. People are not afraid to talk and open up. They come out, they bring the stuff in the light, they talk to their counselors, they talk to probation officers, they talk to whoever they need to talk to, because it's don't know how they're going to get well. Speak up, say something.
Frankie, I think you wanted to say something there?
Yeah, you know, as we go about our daily lives, we overlook the fact that, you know, alcohol is the most dangerous drug that we have. Alcohol has caused more lives than any other drug in our country. You know, when we look at drunk driving, the amount of people that die from drinking and driving, or, you know, either killing themselves or creating an accident and killing someone else,
or just
because
drinking
of
themselves
alcohol.
to death.
Mm-hmm. Because, you know, alcohol, the more you drink it, is the more it's telling you that you need some more. And you never know the limit until, and you would say to yourself, you know, oh, I'm good, I'm all right. You might feel that way at that moment, but as soon as the alcohol settles in the body reacts in a different manner. And, you know, some people fall down, they can't walk, they keep this speech impediment, you know, it does different things. And to think about the causes that it also causes, as he was talking with the family, you know, it causes so much hurt within a family, because like the old people always had a saying, when the rum is in, the wits are out. And that's when, you know, you think you know what you're doing, or you have control over what you're doing, but then alcohol takes over. And, you know, you go home, you beat your wife, you beat your children, you know. You go on the road, you create fight because you think you're invincible. So, you know, all of these factors we have to look into when we're talking about substance abuse, you know. We know that crack cocaine, it's highly addictive. And like Gregory Isaac sung the music, hard drugs, the more they get it, the more they want it. So, you know, going back, you know, and nowadays things are even starting to get even worse, because, you know, when they come in with the pills, the gummies, the different things that, you know, can even touch our children. That is why it is so critical for us to try to control the usage. So if we need to be more proactive and get more educational programs going into drugs and educating from the primary level back to the high schools, even to workplaces, and try and enlighten the people of the uses of drugs and what they can affect, and try and change the mentality of society and see if we can cut back on what is now becoming a burden in our country.
So before we're completely out of time here, I realize we have not said when all of this is going to happen, the Clash of the Legends.
The Clash of the Legends kicks off on Discovery Day. That's May the 18th of this month. I want to encourage all the families to bring your children, bring the kids. Come out, have them participate in our games, the sack races, the egg and spoon races. There's opportunities for your kids to win some great certificates for all the restaurants that have participated, like Calypso Grill, Excuses, PD's. There's a ton of restaurants. There's so many restaurants I can't even name them all one time, but there's a lot of great gift certificates to be won for your children, for yourself. If you come out and you purchase a ticket, there's a couple of lovely staycations that are for grabs. We'd be happy to send you to the Westin or to Grand Cayman Holiday Inn, whatever you're lucky enough to win. But if you come out, just join the raffle. But most of all, it's a family-filled afternoon, just full of fun.
Where's it going to be?
On the beautiful district of West Bay, down at Eid Bush Stadium. We're gonna crank up.
And you got tickets there at the gate, or
you sure can. You can purchase a ticket the day of the event. Keep a listening out for the radio. You'll hear more about this event coming up fairly shortly. Come out and be a part of it. But most of all, I want to thank all the sponsors who have stepped up and made this event possible. But it wouldn't be possible without the guys from Georgetown, the guys from Bordentown, the guys from East End, and the guys from West Bay. So I want to thank you guys for recognizing what the foundation does. Frank and I are out here trying to promote this event. Come down, bring your families, eat food, enjoy the afternoon. We hoping to have some horses around it. Most of all, we're going to have some old antique cars. We want to thank Mr. Ron Anglin and the car people. They're going to come out with about 10 or 12 of them nice, beautiful antique cars just for show. So if you want to get alongside those cars, take a picture, you feel free to do that. But it's just an afternoon of fun.
Brent HYDES and Frank CORNWALL, thank you so much for coming in and telling us about this and hearing once again about the great work that goes on at the Hope for Today Foundation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Charlo.
Thank you
Pleasure
so much for having us.
Yep.
And as today is Teachers' Day, I want to acknowledge all the teachers who put out their effort and time to work with our kids. And especially Marie Martin's Primary School, the Red Bay Primary School. And I want to send a shout out to the Precious Gems Preschool for their hard and dedicated work for childhood, taking care of our kids.
It's news time. Let's see what's making headlines.
Thank you much.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. The Cayman Islands Red Cross announced today that it is marking World Red Cross Day on May 8th, later this week, celebrating 65 years of humanitarian service and the theme, Power of Kindness. The organization says the observance highlights volunteer compassion and community resilience. In today's statement, the Red Cross noted May is dedicated to public education, disaster preparedness, and outreach programs across the islands. In international news, according to Reuters, Iran says it is reviewing a new United States proposal to end the war in the Gulf, after mediators reported both sides are closing in on a one-page memorandum. The plan would be followed by talks on unblocking shipping through the Strait of Hormuz and easing sanctions. In other news, hedge funds seized on the U.S.-Iran ceasefire, posting strong gains in April. Reports from prime brokers and industry analysts say stock-picking funds returned more than 9%, their best month since 2016. A Goldman Sachs note adds tech-focused stock pickers nearly hit 19%, helped by a sharp global stocks rally. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
Your Cayman Islands Health Services Authority has been the national healthcare provider of the Cayman Islands for many generations. We have elevated our level of care to ensure you, our patients, have the best possible experience. We offer better access to care close to home with the most locations on all 3 islands, delivering a full range of primary, secondary, tertiary, and emergency care. HSA is a JCI accredited organization, and we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Linton Nathaniel Tibbetts, 1923 to 2011. Linton Tibbetts was known throughout the Cayman Islands not only as a successful businessman, but as one who showed great interest in his homeland and invested time, money, and influence to help the welfare of his beloved sister islands. In the late 1960s, he organized the first annual Cayman Picnic, still held each July in the Tampa-St. Petersburg area, to bring together the many Caymanians living in the United States and encourage them to remember their roots. In 1972, Mr. Linton and several other successful Brackers started an air service between Florida and Cayman Brac to bolster the Sister Islands' embryonic tourism industry. The air service was later expanded to serve all 3 islands with a fleet of 7 planes. He built hotels and museums on both sister islands and was involved in establishing Cayman Brac Power and Light Company. Although his career was primarily devoted to operating his chain of building supply stores in Florida, he always visited the islands frequently and maintained close ties with his family and friends in Cayman. Mr. Linton and his wife Pauline, Miss Polly nee Inix, had 4 children.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
The Spring Labor Force Survey and Quality of Life Survey conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office is currently underway. The Labor Force Survey collects information on employment and unemployment in the Cayman Islands, while the Quality of Life Survey gathers feedback on well-being, financial security, community belonging, and overall life satisfaction. Trained interviewers with official ESO ID cards will visit randomly selected households. All interviews are confidential under the Statistics Act, and no individual information will be published. For details, call the ESO hotline at 516-3329.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and a quick look at the weather. The forecast is calling for fair weather the rest of the afternoon, straight through tonight. Winds are expected to be 10 to 15 knots out of the east-southeast, and waves 2 to 4 feet. So they're calling them slight to moderate. And sunset is at 6:48. And if you're a young person or a parent of a young person who's leaving school in university, or someone who is still early on your career path and looking for a career that you can grow into and one in which you can earn a meaningful salary in an international industry, this segment will be of interest to you. The Insurance Managers Association of Cayman, IMAC as they're known, is hosting the Cayman Next Gen Insurance Forum where young people can explore careers in captive insurance and reinsurance. And joining me now to give us the details are Kevin Poole, the General Manager of IMAC, and Troy Matarazzo, Chairman of the IMAC Next Wave Committee. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Good to have you here.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having us on.
Now, before we start getting phone calls about, the price of house insurance and stuff like that, let's clarify what IMAC is all about.
Sure. Well, IMAC itself is the Insurance Managers Association of Cayman. And basically what that means is our membership is made up of insurance managers, and those individual insurance managers manage insurance companies, and it's a sort of international insurance company. So it's not your domestic Class A insurance companies writing motor or home insurance. These companies are setting up insurance vehicles for the purposes of formalized self-insurance. So it may be different hospital systems, it could be construction companies, it could be McDonald's or any large organization like that may decide to pay the premium to themselves and use that premium to pay claims.
How big a part does insurance play in Cayman's financial market?
Yeah, it plays a large part. A couple of years ago, we finished what we called a economic impact survey amongst our members. So that really just covered the international insurance arena. So it showed that over sort of $230 million is contributed annually to the Cayman economy by our industry. So that comes in various forms. That's fees going to government, which accounted for roughly over 100 million. Also, stay over tourism nights for clients who visit Cayman for their board meetings. And obviously some of your listeners may be aware that we hold an annual insurance conference in Cayman called the Cayman Captive Forum that normally happens the week after Thanksgiving. So this year's the 1st to the 3rd of December, and we get 1,500 people come to that conference. So again, that's the largest conference in Cayman and the largest in our industry anywhere in the world. So something rightly that Cayman should be proud of.
So that's a lot of hotel rooms and people going out to eat and that sort of thing. Right?
Exactly, yes. And I expect that those numbers have obviously increased over the last couple of years as well. So it's a big business for the Cayman economy, and one that we're trying to encourage as many young people as possible to get involved with.
Now, I saw something that struck my curiosity in the email. The two attachments here, and I'm sure there was a press release about this last year or something. But it says, "Proud to be recognized in the Captive Review U.S. Awards 2025." One of them says winner, and the other one says highly commended. Yeah. What kind of recognition was that? Tell us about that.
These are sort of industry-wide awards. The first one where you said we were highly commended, that was for a captive domicile with premiums exceeding $5 billion annually. And I should maybe just, I think I sort of touched on what a captive insurance company is. It's kind of a sort of like a bit of a technical term, but it's basically the term we use for those self-insurance vehicles themselves. So each one of those is termed a captive. And in Cayman, we have over 720 of those individual insurance companies. So that award was for the work that Cayman does in representing clients in that industry. But the award that we won was for what they call Cell Domicile of the Year. So cells are sort of mini insurance companies under one umbrella. So it's like owning an apartment and renting out the rooms. So the insurance company itself is the apartment, and then you kind of rent the rooms effectively, which can be mini insurance programs sitting under that sort of structure. So we were recognised as the Cell Domicile of the Year.
Troy, how did this all come about? What led up to this next gen that you're offering to people to explore the industry and get careers in it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a great question. So earlier this year, the IMAC Executive Committee, we had a meeting with Minister Michael Miles, and it was an ask of specifically of him, what more can the insurance and the reinsurance industries be doing to really benefit the community as a whole and get the youth more involved and more ingrained in the industry. So we internally we sat back and we had a discussion as to really what we can do more, and we felt that the creation of a marquee event, which we've labeled the Next Gen Forum, would be a great opportunity to really serve those in the schools and those going to be pursuing and stepping into the workforce at a later point. Really a background and an understanding to captive insurance, the insurance industries and the reinsurance industries in Cayman, and specifically the varying jobs that are offered, because there's certainly a number with very meaningful and a number of different opportunities.
Do you think people were aware of the opportunities there presently? I mean, before you started this?
I think it's there may have been a level of awareness, but I think this event will really really serve as an anchor to start having to serve as a point to really start having those conversations. What are the roles that are offered? What does the day-to-day of an insurance manager look like, or somebody working in investment management or within the banks serving captive insurance clients? There's a number of different opportunities, and really without having those conversations, it's difficult to have an idea when you're starting to think about what you want to do for work in your career, without having an understanding what those jobs look like.
And when people hear captive insurance, it's something that you kind of mysterious. It's like
being held captive.
But what is it?
Yeah, you're not being kidnapped or anything. But yeah, I understand. It's a sort of an industry term that's been coined, but Cayman's one of many domiciles that offers such services, if you like, as a captive insurance domicile. So we're one of the largest in the world. We've been doing it for over 50 years now. So long may it continue, and it's been a good industry for Cayman. But obviously we compete with other jurisdictions for that business. So there's a large number of US states that offer similar services, and other offshore jurisdictions like Bermuda or over in Europe, such as Guernsey or Luxembourg and such places. So yeah, we're one of many domiciles, but we're in a fortunate position that we started early and have very good numbers behind us.
I mean, Cayman, I believe, is looked at, especially IMAC, when it comes to a place to establish a captive insurance, as a very safe, stable jurisdiction to do that in, right?
Yeah, that's correct. As I mentioned, Cayman's been in the business for over 50 years. We're very well thought of as a result of being in the business for a long time. We've got the service providers have built up over time as well. They're used to working with captive insurance companies. So when I say service providers, I mean audit, tax, legal. All the hotels as well know what clients expect in terms of holding their meetings and things like that. And obviously the insurance managers who do the day-to-day work for the majority of these companies. So, yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for a long time. The regulator, SEMA, is proportionate in terms of the way that they approach regulation. So depending on what lines of business, if you like, that are being written, they'll take a risk-based approach to what clients are doing. So all of these things together kind of add up to a very good jurisdiction that's very well thought of internationally.
So when is this forum going to be?
The forum is going to be held on Thursday, May the 28th at the Marriott. And that's going to be on the second floor in the ballroom, and then outside the ballroom. And the structuring of the event is there's going to be, it starts at 2:30. There's going to be opening remarks. Minister Miles is going to be joining to provide opening remarks from Cayman Islands government. And then in addition to that, the IMAC chair, James Trundell, he's going to be providing remarks as well as myself and a member from CIRCA. Thereafter, we're having a young professionals panel, which we're going to be having about 5 to 6 young professionals sitting on a panel. It's going to be moderated by a member from Cayman Finance, and that will really serve as a venue to. There's going to be a number of questions and really an Ask Me Anything opportunity about the industries and the varying opportunities. Thereafter, we have a career booth, a career hub, where there's going to be a number of different hub stations in which there's going to be individuals volunteering from the varying sectors and varying professions to, again, provide opportunity to really answer any questions or just to provide an overview as to the day-to-day and really what they're doing in their varying careers.
Mm. So just looking over the material that about this, it seems like you're really aiming this at younger people, right? Even people who may have started working but still early on in their career. So just who are you trying to attract?
I mean, I'd say anyone from year 10 upwards, effectively, from a student perspective. We'd also encourage, the parents to come along as well, so they can help help their children kind of explore what they might want to do in the future, and just to understand a little bit more about the industry and what it has to offer. But outside of students, it's also open to job seekers. So maybe there's some people out there who may want a career change as well. So we won't just limit it to young people, but we'll be focusing quite a bit on terms of young people. So that's really what we're trying to do, and encourage as many people who may have an interest in the industry just to find out a bit more, to come down and learn as much as possible. So as Troy mentions, the career hubs themselves we're going to divide them up, so it's not just like separate companies having a booth or anything like that, but we're going to try to specify individual careers. So if you wanted to do accounting or audit or tax or underwriting or compliance or marketing or human resources, there's a whole different vast array of different careers that may be of interest to young people. So perhaps when they hear the term insurance, they're not too familiar with the types of careers that they can actually do. So hopefully this gives them a better idea and expands their kind of thought process and horizons, and maybe it'll help them choose a career when they go away to university.
Is there a certain aptitude for getting into this business, or is it just they're so wide that there's
a variety of types? There's kind of a wide variety of careers available. I'd say definitely insurance is a sort of people business to a large extent. So, if you like talking to people, getting on with people, you have relationships with clients and the like. So you need to be able to talk to people, but maybe on day one you're not necessarily expecting to start trying to produce business or talk to clients about different things that they might want to do from an insurance perspective. But that's the whole idea with sort of internships or training programs that companies do put in place, is to try and educate young people and hopefully lead them on the right career path. So, for example, I know Troy's been in the industry a while. I've probably been in the industry myself for over 30 years and travelled around different jurisdictions in Bermuda and Guernsey and now in Cayman. So, there's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of opportunities for doing different things within the industry, and I'm sure people can find their own niche. There's a lot of travel prospects as well, travelling overseas, meeting clients, also attending different industry conferences and the like that go on. So there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that people may find interesting.
So it's the kind of career that can have a varied week.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Not the same thing every day.
Yeah, no, very well said. It's your day to day is always going to look different between client meetings, You might have standard deadlines that you have with varying clients, but there's no one day is the same day. And Kevin said it really well earlier. Within this industry, a real key to it is the relationships. You do generate really strong relationships with service providers, with the clients, with your peers and colleagues as well. So there's a number of opportunities that present themselves.
Well, let's look at some of the jobs here that I see listed with, and these are all going to be represented at what you're calling what
Career Hub.
The Career Hub,
yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, what accounting? I don't know. Do you have the list there? We can.
Yes. So, I should add, we're going to have representatives from Cayman Finance, so they'll have a separate kind of table as well. As many people may know, they kind of run the LEAD program as well, which helps people get into work. And they'll also have the Cayman Insurance Association as well. So that's more the local insurance industry for insurance companies and brokerage locally. So they'll be represented as well. We'll have the panel that are going to speak as well. We're going to have the young professionals kind of panel themselves, just manning a booth, if you like, just so people can approach them and ask questions if they didn't get a chance during the sessions. But the individual, I should say, we're also going to have SEMA there as well represented. So SEMA will have their own booth as well. As many people know, we obviously need a well-run regulator, and SEMA provide those services and do a great job for us. So they often have job opportunities open up in working for perhaps the insurance department within SEMA. But the specific careers we're going to cover is accounting, actuarial, audit and tax, banking, investments, brokerage in the local market, which I mentioned the CIIA will handle, compliance, human resources, legal, underwriting and insurance, and I said Cayman Finance will be there, SEMA will be there, and we'll have the young professional panel as well. So, any one of those careers that people may be interested in, they can talk to people in the industry to find out how to get into those careers, maybe what type of qualifications they should aim for that can help support them and further their career experience.
Well, what roles do you all play in this industry?
So I myself, I'm a CPA. I'm a chartered accountant by trade. So my background was I had a historical accountancy studying in university, and then pursued grad studies through a chartered accountancy profession. And then from there, I spent some years in the audit space, and then transitioned into captive management, working with some of the local insurance managers here.
Kevin?
Yeah, my background, I'm not an accountant. I was insurance was my career choice, and I then qualified as an associate of the Chartered Insurance Institute while I was in the UK, and from there I moved to Bermuda, and I worked for a couple of different insurance companies who were in runoff and did a whole load of what we call commutations, which is basically unwinding some of the business relationships that existed. And then from there, I moved to working in captive management. I then left Bermuda and went to Guernsey, also working in insurance, captive management work, and then came to Cayman. And the first few years I was in Cayman, I worked for SEMA and the regulator's office, which was a great experience. And then after that, went back to insurance management. But the last 3 years I've been working for IMAC as the general manager. So basically what I do day to day in my role is numerous things, but one of them includes promoting the jurisdiction overseas. We attend a number of different overseas conferences. We also, as we mentioned before, we host the Cayman Captive Forum that happens in December, normally each year. So that takes obviously a lot of organising with the help of the forum committee. We host a number of other sort of social events during the year as well that help raise funds for the IMAC Scholarship Fund. We're also involved in interviewing students for those that have applied for the scholarship fund and assistance for their overseas studies, and even some local students who need help with studies. We can often help there as well. And we run various different committees. So we have the marketing committee, we have obviously the exec committee, we have the New Wave committee that we formed recently, as Troy mentioned. We have the scholarship fund committee. We have I'm forgetting all the committee names now, but needless to say, there's a lot of them and there's a lot of things going on. But it keeps us very busy for sure. And there's only 2 of us working at IMAC full time.
But you seem to have gone through a number of different roles in this business.
Yeah.
Anyone that you really like the best?
I think probably going back to what we touched on before about sort of relationship business and that side of things. I worked, when I was working on the insurance management side more recently, it was on the sort of new business side of things. I enjoyed talking with prospective clients and taking them through the process of how they could set their insurance company up, how they could be licensed, and those sort of things. So that was always interesting. And as we sort of touched on as well, no day was the same, because you'd get all sorts of different questions or things cropping up that people wanted to do as well. But I still do a little bit of sort of what they call captive consulting work with some partners in the UK and Europe, so helping people set captives up. And then I'm sure there's others in the industry as well who help act as non-exec directors as well. So there's that as well. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. And as I'm in the sort of maybe the twilight of my career, some of those experiences helping out as non-exec directors is something you might want to do later on.
So would you say then that this industry has a number of jobs that are suitable for a variety of personality types?
Yeah, very much so, yeah. So, some of them are going to be more client-facing than others. So perhaps if you're the actuary, as an example, maybe you're not always client-facing. Maybe you just meet the clients during a board meeting time, but you're not always talking to them throughout the year. And so, yeah, you might be an HR working in HR. So your client are basically the employees of the company. So you're not necessarily dealing day-to-day with the actual company's clients per se. So there's a whole different set of career choices that can be made.
Yeah, the skill set for those that are in the actuarial field is going to be much different than those that are pursued accountancy, and likewise to those in that have pursued the banking and finance path. There'll be similarities, but ultimately the day-to-day between each of those professions is going to look different. There'll certainly be crossover, but there's definitely differences between them.
We have to take a little break here, but we'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Sunday, May 10th at 7 p.m.
Join us at the Lion Center in Grand Cayman for Tribute to Mothers, featuring the legendary The Hoppers and Chris Blue, Season 12 winner of The Voice, along with William White, the Williams family, and the CIC Youth Choir, proudly supported by the Office of the Premier, the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Heritage, the Ministry of District Administration and Home Affairs, Radio Cayman 89.9, and Praise 87.9 FM. Gates open at 6 p.m. Tickets $25 pre-sold, $30 at the gate, $10 for children, and VIP $50. Get your tickets at Funky Tang's, Cayman Islands Conference Office, and in your local churches. Tribute to Mothers, May 10th at the Lion Center.
Your mornings just got a whole lot buzzier. Join me, Kathy Miller, every Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. on The Buzz, Radio Cayman's morning talk show with insight, impact, and inspiration, covering business, policy, finance, health, culture, and the biggest local and global issues impacting our Cayman community. With fresh perspectives from younger generations to stories of inspiration from local entrepreneurs. Tune in and turn up Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 7:30 to 9:30 with me, Kathy Miller, on The Buzz. The Buzz.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Insurance Managers Association of Cayman's Next Gen Insurance Forum that's going to be taking place. And during this, people can access internships?
Yeah, well, what we're intending to do is during the presentation part, where the young professionals kind of speaking about their job experiences, on the chairs and available throughout the event will be like some postcards with a QR code on. So what we're going to ask attendees to do, if they're interested, is scan that QR code, which will then have their details put into a database that we'll look after, and then we will ultimately circulate those names of those individuals to prospective companies, our members of Circa and members of the local insurance association as well, just to see what job opportunities or internships exist. So we're kind of going to act a little bit as a clearinghouse, at least in the first instance, just so all the data comes into one place. So we'll also on that postcard, we're just going to maybe put a few suggested questions that students or young people can ask the various panelists in the career hub as well. So yes, that's really the main way that we try to encourage people to sign up and learn a bit more about what we can do as an industry.
So is that one of the problems that you have in recruiting people in Cayman, knowing who is out there?
Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, part of the problem, I think, is in terms of what students generally go away to study. So, I mean, I'm just using it an example. So if 20 students came back and they'd all done marketing degrees, there's only so many opportunities available in marketing. So maybe 2 or 3 will get placed in their chosen, marketing career, if you like, and so others may have to do something else for a while. So I'd say that's sort of one of the biggest things. So what we're trying to do, and I know government are doing and Cayman Finance are doing, is trying to come up with some more metrics that students can look at to figure out what sort of career opportunities are likely to be available when they finish their studies, and therefore perhaps they can kind of tailor their studies to those sort of career options should they want to come back to the financial services industry. Obviously there's many students want to do other things, which is equally fine, but that's kind of one of the areas that we're trying to address as an industry.
How well are Caymanians represented within your industry?
Yeah, actually very well. So when we did that sort of economic impact study, the majority of those that were working in the industry were Caymanians or PR holders. So I'd say probably only maybe 30% were work permit holders. So overall, I think as an industry, we seem to be doing a good job. And I think it's fair to say we would much rather hire well qualified and suitable Caymanians if possible.
So is this event, the Next Gen Forum, this event will also give young people who attend an opportunity to actually connect with people in the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a number of people in the industry, in the varying professions, from captive management to the actuarial profession to really all of those that we spoke to earlier. And the idea is that this is going to be an annual event to really generate awareness for those Caymanians looking to enter the workforce, and to have engaging conversations with what could be a prospective career down the road for those in the industry.
How important is it that parents get involved in this and attend and see what's going on?
Yeah, we're certainly supportive of it for the parents that do have children that will be looking to enter the workforce. We think it's a good avenue for themselves. They might to educate themselves if they're not aware of the varying roles and opportunities, and that information can ultimately trickle down to their children.
So, is this going to be a continuing event every year?
Yeah, so this is the first year that we're holding it. So it is intended that this will be an annual event moving forward. Seeing as it's the first time we're holding it, we're certainly going to have some good feedback from it, and ultimately there'll be some areas of improvement that we'll look to enact for the future years. But that's certainly the intent. This will be the first year for the Next Gen Forum, and then it will continue on thereafter.
For those who may just be joining us, take us back again and review what is going to happen on that day. What's it going to be like? Yeah,
absolutely. So the Thursday, May 28th at the Marriott at the ballroom upstairs, the event will start at 2:30 with registration and opening remarks. We'll be having a young professionals panel with about 5 to 6 varying individuals within the industry with varying backgrounds, some in the legal space. We have also participants from CIMA and Cayman Finance. So that panel will last around an hour of duration, in which it will really serve as an open dialogue and an open Q&A. We'll have some questions as well pre-planned. So there is some structure to that. And then thereafter, we're having what we're calling the Career Hub section, and there's going to be a number of different hubs and panel booths with varying professions ranging from accounting, audit and tax, banking and investments, insurance and brokerage, compliance. We'll have those from Cayman Finance and CIMA with booths. Those that are participating in the Young Professionals panel will have one set up for them as well. There's going to be an actuarial panel and then an HR and a legal one as well. So there's a number of different professions in the career hubs that will have varying panels, and those booths will be there's going to be a few volunteers from different companies at those said booths, and that will serve as an opportunity for those attending to the event to really ask any questions about the background, how they got to where they are at this point, what their day-to-day looks like in their career, and really anything.
So in those career hubs, will people attending, they'll actually have some one-on-one time with the people in those booths?
Yeah, that's the idea. So, for example, in the audit booth, there'll be, people who are currently working in audit, young people working in audit. So they can just take them aside and have a one-to-one discussion about what their day looks like, what they do, how they got where they are, that sort of thing. So it should help them understand a bit more about what's expected and how to get into the industry as well. So that that sort of career hub part of the day or the afternoon will run from like 4 until 6. So that's 2 hours. Maybe not everyone wants to be there for 2 hours. So some people might want to pop in and out, that sort of thing. So that's certainly an option for some who may not be able to make it for the whole event. So just come down for the career hub. Perhaps it's easier for parents to come after work. But during the afternoon, I should add, there will be refreshments. So there'll be drinks available all the time, and then from 4 till 6, some further sort of refreshments served as well for attendees. And it's really just an opportunity to sort of socialise and network as well for those who are potentially interested in working in some way in the industry.
What would both of you say is, from your experience, the most enjoyable thing about being in this industry? I mean, Kevin, gosh, you've made a lifetime career out of it.
Yes.
You must enjoy it.
I do enjoy it, yeah. And I think we touched on a bit of it, just the relationships that build up over time. I have clients, even now I don't have clients because I'm working for IMAC, but those people that I've known for many years, if I'm traveling through the US, I can go and stay with them. And which is really a nice thing to be able to do. So you kind of make friends. The other good thing, I'd say I've worked in different jurisdictions as well, is you do get the opportunity to travel to some nice places, and for the majority of it, someone else is paying, which is never a bad thing, right? So we all enjoy a nice trip like that as well. So there's and sometimes as well, the industry itself is, we're all working towards one common goal, which is to try and increase the opportunities in Cayman, and we're doing that by trying to increase the business in Cayman and try and expand the industry. So just the whole camaraderie amongst the industry locally as well is huge also. So that's it's just an enjoyable industry generally to work in. Well, I found it enjoyable over the 30 plus years I've worked in it, or maybe even more than that. I'll have to start adding up all those years.
Troy, you're an accountant, but do you work for an accounting firm?
So my background, I'm a CPA by trade. I did spend some time working at an accounting firm here, and then I transitioned into captive management. So I was working. I'm now working with one of the local insurance managers here, and to Kevin's point earlier, we're servicing clients from overseas, in which they set up their they've chosen Cayman as their domicile or their jurisdiction to form their self-insurance and their captive insurance company. So we're tasked with managing the day-to-day of all aspects of that said company.
So that's a lot different than working for one of the big four accounting firms.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say a background in accounting and really starting your profession in assurance and the audit, traditional route per se, it really serves as a great stepping stone, because those might enter accountancy and they might not want to work in audit for the rest of their lives, and that's fine. That's generally, I wouldn't say the normal profession for those that are become chartered accountants or chartered professional accountants. There are a number of varying opportunities that stem from it. But what I will say is that experience and that the training and the background and all the lessons learned from my time working in that space, it's really served me very well, and it's really transferable to almost any industry.
We have to take another break here. We'll be right back.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking to explore your future in Cayman's insurance industry? Join us at the Cayman Next Gen Insurance Forum on May 28th at the Marriott. This free event is designed for school leavers, university students, and early career Caymanians, with parents also welcome. Learn how the insurance and reinsurance industry works, hear from young professionals, and connect directly with people in the field. The event runs from 2:30 to 6 p.m. with refreshments provided. Register now at imac.ky or follow at iMac Cayman on Instagram for more information. Hosted by iMac, Circa, and CIIA.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Hi, this is Gary King from Totally 80s. My special guest this week is Tom Bailey from the Thompson Twins. Tom talks about discovering new music. I'll also bring you the latest news on the biggest stars of the decade.
This is Totally 80s.
Heard on Saturdays from 2 until 4 p.m. on Breeze 105.3 and 91.9. And brought to you with the kind compliments of KFC.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the Cayman Next Gen Insurance Forum, where people can explore careers in captive insurance and reinsurance. Now, is this forum just open? People can just show up, or do they have to register with you to attend? How does that work?
Yeah, so the event's certainly open for really anyone to attend. We are asking those that are interested and that those that will be attending. There is a registration link that we have pulled together. It's on the IMAC website, and it's also on the IMAC socials. So you can take a look on the Instagram page, and there's a link that will take you right to the registration to sign up. It's very quick, shouldn't take more than 1 or 2 minutes. Alternatively, that can be found as well on the IMAC website and navigating to the events page and then to the Next Gen Insurance Forum, and there'll be a sign-up registration link from there.
Mm-hmm. So that's just imac.ky is the IMAC website.
If someone they're interested in this, but they're not sure which path to take, is there a place for them or someone that they can talk to, get some advice?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be various people around at the forum event. So if they're not too sure what they want to do, or they want to talk to somebody who can maybe help them in some regards, and they want to just talk generally about types of careers, then there'll be people around as well that they could talk to. I mean, they could talk to anybody at any one of the different career hubs, and they can point them out to maybe myself or Troy or anyone else that's around that has some further experience in the industry as well.
Now, IMAC has quite an impressive scholarship program that you provide funding for people to go get an education.
Yes, we've been running the IMAC Educational Scholarship Foundation now for, since 1994, I think it's first started. So over those years, we've awarded scholarships in the amount of around $5 million or over $5 million, I think now, and helped over 90 students. So I think the scholarship fund that IMAC offers is a little bit different to many other scholarships in that we don't necessarily make people come back to the financial services industry. So, we've had people who've gone through the program who've become teachers, psychologists, airline pilots, veterinarian, doctors, whatever. So, it's quite unique in that regard. But obviously, we try to give some priority to those coming back to the finance industry. But what we've found more recently is that we're able to support more students because of the generosity of the government in terms of the scholarships that they're able to provide to students. What we can do to help them is provide some form of top-up, if you like. So there's many students out there who may get a government grant, but even receiving that grant, they might be 20 or 15,000 short each year. And if they couldn't find those funds, they just wouldn't be able to go away. So what we try to do is help those sort of students who otherwise may not have an opportunity to go away and study. And we last year we awarded over $500,000 in scholarship and helped around 17 students. So we've been doing this, as I said, for a number of years. In the past, it was just each year we just picked one student, but as I say, more recently we've been able to help a number of students. So and we do that, and we try and encourage those students to stay in touch with us. We sort of monitor the grades and things like that, but it's, as I say, it's open to many different disciplines if students are so inclined, not just the finance industry. So this year the application window actually shut at the end of April, and we had 53 applicants for help. So we've helped say a number of students, and during the year as well we've had some specific hardship cases where perhaps students are away and something's happened, and for whatever reason they're in some economic difficulty, and we've been able to help a few students out each year as well, through those funds as well. So all in all, it's a great program that's been running a number of years, and I think we'll continue that. So those contributions to the scholarship fund, a large portion of those come from the annual conference that we run each year. Then we also organise separate events during the year. So we have a quiz, we have a pickleball tournament, and the annual IMAC gala dinner as well. So funds come from those specific events, but also through IMAC membership. So many of those mini insurance companies that make Cayman their home contribute via joining IMAC as members, and many others and individual firms give donations to the IMAC Scholarship Fund as well. So all in all, it's a sort of a great, contributions being received from the industry from many different sources.
What would you say to a young person as to why they should take a good look at this industry as a career?
Yeah, I think there's a number of opportunities, whatever your background is. There's a lot of fulfilling work within the profession, and there's certainly opportunities locally and then internationally as well, if that's of desire. The work itself is rewarding and fulfilling, and you can certainly generate and really obtain a number of meaningful relationships, both professionally and then personally as well, throughout your time in doing it.
Yeah, and as Troy touched on there, there are opportunities elsewhere. So maybe, if you've worked in Cayman for a while, maybe you want to go and work in another jurisdiction working with the same company. So there's a lot of the larger companies as well involved in the business. So that gives a little bit of career flexibility as well, that helps people work their way up the career ladder as well.
And is there a lot of upward mobility in this industry here in Cayman?
The industry itself tends to be fairly flat, there is some career opportunities. So, you might work as you'll always be working as part of a team, but maybe you become the sort of team leader, if you like, and then from there onto more management roles or business development roles or whatever. So, yeah, there are opportunities to grow, and I always tell people it's really up to yourself where you want to take your career. So, and I say that in as much as I mean that if you want to learn something new and take on some additional responsibilities, then that's really up to you. You can take some additional qualifications. Many other firms will help you with that and support you through your educational journey as well to gain that experience. And they say maybe there's you could be seconded to another country for a little while and just see how things work over there before you come back. So there are different opportunities available, and it's, as I say, it's really up to the individual what you want to get out of it at the end of the day and where you want your career to take you.
So let's close it off with making sure everybody knows when and where.
Yeah, absolutely. So Thursday, May 28th, the Next Gen Insurance Forum, that's going to be held at the Marriott Hotel on the second floor. Registration on IMAC, the IMAC's website, under the events drop down under the Next Gen Insurance Forum. Alternatively, you can check the socials and find the registration link on the IMAC Instagram page. Kevin, maybe if you want to reiterate the IMAC website.
Yeah, it's just IMAC, which is IMAC.ky. And if you just go to the events page, you'll find the sign up for the Next Gen Forum.
Kevin Poole, good to see you again. Troy Matarazzo, good to meet you, and great to have you all in the studio.
Likewise,
have a good
thank
afternoon.
you.
Thanks very much. Hope to see everybody at the event.
It's 2:00. Let's see what's making headlines.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Cayman Finance announced today that Japanese investment in the island has risen to 128.4 trillion Japanese at the end of 2024. In a statement today, Cayman Finance said the jurisdiction now accounts for 62.4% of Japan's overseas investment fund holdings. They say the figures highlight growing demand for Cayman structures among Japanese investors. In international news, Japan has spent at least $35 billion in recent days to stop the yen from sliding against the dollar. A Reuters market analyst says each bout of intervention saw the yen gain briefly, then lose ground again, creating a triple bottom chart pattern that is normally a bearish signal for the Japanese currency. In other news, a new chart pattern in the benchmark 10-year U.S. Treasury yield may signal higher borrowing costs ahead. A market analysis says yields surged after the Iran war began, then moved into a cup and handle formation. If yields close above 4.84%, that could confirm a renewed uptrend. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Well, it's open line for the rest of the show, going down to 2:30. But let me do a little quick weather update here. The present temperature here in Georgetown, 87 degrees, but it feels like 98. 98 degrees in the shade. I won't sing, no. Wind out of the southeast at about 7.5 knots, and the forecast is calling for fair weather through the rest of the afternoon and straight into tonight. So other than the heat, a pleasant afternoon and evening and tonight, and sunset at 6:48. We can expect east to southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, and seas running at 2 to 4 feet. Well, the phone lines are open. Somebody's already there. Well, but the phone lines are open. 1-800-534-8255. That's courtesy of Flo. 949-8037. Also 949-6990. And WhatsApp 925-3261. Give me a ring and express yourself. We do have someone on the line. Good afternoon. You are on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
I swear the time goes fast on Radio Cayman when you're in school or at work. The time just flies by like there's no tomorrow.
When you're having fun, it flies by.
That's what they say. Yeah. Mr. Childs, apparently you're getting ready to do the boat race pickup throughout the whole island.
Do what?
The bulk.
Oh, the bulk race? Yeah.
It's going to be picked up this month here. I don't know if it start yet.
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah.
Yeah, I was somewhere the other day, and I can't remember if it was. I think it was going east, and someone had this pile of stuff by the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the people saying they must sort it out and blah 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 blah. You should see the stuff that they just had piled up there. Nothing is sorted. Nothing is sorted. I went down through Mary Street last week, and I could not believe the amount of garbage that I see sitting on people's residence. I say the way that this garbage is going in this island, and we're not treating our sanitation men with respect, I think they need to make us start keeping our garbage bins in the back of our homes. On the day of the garbage, you make sure your bag is intact, and you put it to the top of the road for when the garbage truck comes to pick up the garbage. I just saw a garbage bin yesterday with, I think it was Crew Road. They got the stuff in garbage bags, and the garbage bag mouth, they got string on it, the garbage bag mouth is wide open. You may as well not have put that garbage in that bag if you're going to leave them out open. And this thing about the government doing this bulk cleanup every year, I don't understand how the yards can find so much stuff in one yard to bring out to the top of the road. I wonder sometimes if they go back to the dump and bring it back home with them for the following pickup. Really and truly, because some of the stoves and refrigerators that you see by that road, it is unbelievable.
It's like, how long have you had that in the backyard?
But the thing with it, government shouldn't have to do this bulk waste cleanup. I've been living in Newland for over 30-odd years, and I have never had a bulk waste truck come to my gate to pick up a refrigerator, a stove, a washer, a mattress, or anything in that category. Anytime I purchase something, my brother-in-law These guys bring my stuff to me, and they remove what I am getting rid of. You understand?
Yeah. It's even some of those places, like you buy a new washer, they'll take the old one away for you.
Yeah, exactly. But to see the stuff that they can accumulate in 1 year's time, it really makes you wonder. And I'm going to say today, I don't care who like it, government needs to stop doing this bulk waste throughout the island. You're going to harvest stuff in your backyard for a whole year, and what's God is harboring? Rats and roaches and ants and everything you could think of. And these construction guys, they have a nasty habit when they're working somewhere, they bring this stuff and put it in the pile that's not supposed to be in the pile, and they are getting paid to remove the stuff from the person's yard that they just did the work for in their yard. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be going on the side of the road dropping off their material stuff they finish use. That is wrong. So I just want to tell my government today, you all ain't doing no justice when you all are kept picking up this garbage every year for the homeowners. You need to be stopped. Let everybody take responsibility of their yards. It is uncalled for them, for the government, to come out here and these guys drag out all of this stuff from where, I don't know. You know, but it needs to stop. Let every man take care of his yard. That is why we will never be any better, because when everybody's coming here and the few Caymanians we got left, they are joining them and say, well, if they can come and make a mess, I'm going to make a mess too. And that's the mentality that we got on our streets out here at our homes. And we shouldn't have that kind of mentality. We should stand up and say, you know what? We're going to keep our island clean, regardless if Jack or Harry don't keep their section clean. And they're the one the government should go and put penalty on a weekly, monthly charge. We do not have staff in the government to come out here to do any road work to see what is happening in our communities. Everybody's up in an air-conditioned office, and when they come out, they go home. And I just want to say, on the environmental health, I said it before and I say it again, they got tons and tons of brand new trucks on the compound, and I don't see one Caymanian driving one. Not one Caymanian. If anyone driving one, please call and tell me that you're a Caymanian driving a bus, and I'll be very happy for you.
Well, remember the Caymanian has to apply for that job in order to have a Caymanian up there.
I understand where you're coming from, Mr. Challo. Please, I understand exactly where you're coming from. They had the people from agriculture in here spraying for this white lice. And I'm going to tell you, there were not one Caymanian to come out here with that machine and spray these trees for that lice. You want to tell me that we don't have a hardback Caymanian that can come out here and work with agriculture and get that benefit and get them $2 in their hand at the end of the month? Something is definitely wrong.
Well, again, you know, the Caymanian has to go and say, I would like to apply for this job.
But, Mr. Glidden, I agree with you, but the fact of the matter is, when you go to get a job at the Caymanian, they hold this simple thing against you. You got there when you write in a sentence, you forget to put the E on the Z, T-H-E. They got to say, well, you can't spell Z. You know, it is not fair what they're doing in this island. And the thing with it, the garbage that is being picked up, it needs to stop yearly bulk waste pickup. And the garbage that is in people's yards, it needs to be kept better. There's all kind of disease going around. We got children out here playing. We got children out here walking to the school bus, and you don't know what they're walking into, and it takes their shoes home and take it into the bedroom or into the kitchen or dining room, wherever it may be. That is something that we can't fully control. Don't get me wrong.
So you think we should have, like how in the old days you had a health inspector that visited yards and see how things were being kept?
I would think so, because if you got cesspools that's overflowing in this island, and I've seen about checking those cesspools. I can stay in my house and smell cesspools in this area. You know, environmental health and health check-in. I see the mosquito research came out that they're looking for mosquitoes. And they walked the ground. There was about 4 of them, and they were walking the ground. And there's a house around me that was in. And I didn't find a mosquito water settling for mosquitoes. But they was out here. We do not have the staff to walk and talk on this island, walk the walk. Their jobs are pretty much too easy and simple. They're just taking advantage of our government system. We got rules and regulations, and no one seems to want to abide by them. When something happens, then we want to go and rush and change this and change that after someone got killed or some little child got sick with some disease that could have been avoided. Could have been avoided. We're too laid back. We're too comfortable on this island. We need to take things more serious. We are too laid back. And people that live here amongst us with a few Caymanians, you all need to say, I'm going to have to keep my Cayman clean too. But they don't care.
Well, many of them do, though. Many of them do. I mean, you just can't blame it all on...
You go down through South Sound and tell me how many garbage bins you see outside in them front of them fancy homes. If you see 3 garbage bins outside by their fencing, it's a miracle. They don't keep their garbage bins out in front of their house.
No, they probably have an area for them, yeah.
Well, that's what we need to do, too. We need to have an area in our yard to put our garbage bin holder and bring the garbage out at the day of the garbage truck is coming. They come in 3 o'clock in the morning. When you come home in the evening time, around 8, 10 o'clock at night, you go outside and set that bin out there. And not too many dogs around lately, You remember Dog City?
Yeah.
Dog City, they had a lot of dogs. And today we got a lot of house dogs. We got very few stray dogs. We got more house dogs than we got stray dogs in the Cayman Island. And today, Mr. Glidden, you can't even go and do a little walk in your neighborhood. So you walk in a number 2 or skipping over in number 2. People don't care. They bring the dogs out and make them do as they please. And when you speak to them, they look at you like you're crazy.
Everybody should have their pooper scooper, right?
Something in that category and a law and a fine. I don't know.
There's places that they do that. If you're not cleaning up after your dog, you can get fined.
Yes, that Mr. Glidden. Who is out here watching them? Who is reporting them?
No, I'm saying that it's not done here, but in some communities it happens.
Somewhere in Florida, got to be charging now for anyone who don't clean up behind their dog. It was on the news last week in Florida. They got to start charging them for not picking up behind their dogs.
Well, I see they just changed the law from littering from 500 to up to 5,000. I think it is. Yeah.
In the U.S.
No, here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you what some people say. Catch me if you can.
Well, that's always the case. Listen, I got to take a break, but good to hear from you. Thanks for the call.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
I was undercover and had just recovered the stolen artwork, but...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with managing my insurance?
Well, long story long. I found the art thief in France, but ended up becoming somewhat of a local celebrity. So I had to stick around for a while. But I was able to handle all my insurance needs with CG's online portal.
The online portal. Safe, convenient, simple. CG Britgay. Good like that.
The Spring Labor Force Survey and Quality of Life Survey conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office is currently underway. The Labor Force Survey collects information on employment and unemployment in the Cayman Islands, while the Quality of Life Survey gathers feedback on well-being, financial security, community belonging, and overall life satisfaction. Trained interviewers with official ESO ID cards will visit randomly selected households. All interviews are confidential under the Statistics Act, and no individual information will be published. For details, call the ESO hotline at 516-3329.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. 50 years of history, culture, sports, special events, news, music, and more. Your official voice for 50 years. Building up the Cayman Islands, we're here for you. The voice of the Cayman Islands, Radio Cayman. Happy 50th anniversary from JJ the Iceman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. A WhatsApp message came in during that last call saying, I support John Thompson 100%. We do have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Charlo.
Yes, how are you doing?
Oh, not bad. Still trying to be one of the best salesman in Caymanian history.
Yeah.
But I met some competition, and there was this young man. He told me he's going for a job interview. He's gonna go for a job as a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he can sell ice to Eskimo. So I told him, I believe I could sell a can of Pepsi, empty Pepsi can. But anyway, to speak about something else relating to finances, can you create stocks, Mr. Charlo? Right?
Can you do what?
Create stocks from things that I do.
Well, not just out of thin air.
Sir?
Not just out of thin air. When you mean stocks, like stocks that you buy, shares in a company?
Yeah, yes, sir. Like create my own stock.
Well, you got to go and form a company first.
Yeah, I've been looking at something like that, something similar. Got some similar information. Yeah, gotta have that in order.
Yeah, you got to form the company. That's the first thing.
Alrighty. I like my finance sort of thing, and these people really inspire me. When I look at all these, I like to look at all these beautiful buildings, and they inspire me to make money. All the expensive stuff inspire me to make money, and all the good people. And is this Appreciating Teachers Week, too, Mr. Charlo?
It certainly is. It's a day. I actually got a WhatsApp here asking us to recognize all teachers today. Today is Teachers Day internationally. And yes, we do have to, take our hats off to all the teachers.
I saw one of
because where would we be without teachers?
I am telling you, Mr. Charlo, I am so grateful to my teachers. And I when I see some of them, I still like to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and all that, that good stuff, and have respect for them, and treat them good. And so I got to try to speak good about my all the teachers. I appreciate them. Appreciate all they've done for me, and thanking them so much. Having all the patience that they had with me and taught me.
They used to give your teacher a hard time?
Man, I was a prankster. I used to make all kinds of jokes and give trouble. But my teachers still, they still had patience with me. And I can remember getting some very good grades, and not to say that I'm this or I'm that, but I am very grateful. I got to say thank you so much to my teachers from Craig Brown, Fort Laurier. If not for them, I wouldn't be able to write my poems, Mr. Charlo.
Of course, you know. Reading and writing, you know, and arithmetic. That's three very important things that you need in life to function.
Yes,
you know?
Sir. That's right. I had a book also called Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic by this lady. I don't remember her name. And I lost it as well. But it's about some good history, good Caymanian history that I don't remember too much about it, but it just went. But it's Mr. Charlo, I tell you, I am so grateful for my teachers. And you know,
but we all should be.
My great grandfather, by my mother's side, had one of the first schools in Cayman. You know, Mr. Charlo.
Really?
Yes, sir. One of the first schools. He was very active, and
what was his name?
He was also the same great grandfather that I was telling you that was in the Justices and Best. He had one of the first schools in Cayman. He was also a lawyer, justice, and all that kind of stuff. But the teachers, I mean, I love them so much. Boy, I tell you, Mr. Charlo, when I look at, you know, when you keep getting excellent, you know, getting the grade very good on your page in school is very good. But when you're accustomed to receiving excellent, and you see the little check right there, and that sort of thing, if that happens, I mean, you got to feel very good.
Well, listen, I got another caller on. I only got less than 5 minutes left in the show, so let me see if I can get them in here, okay? But thanks for your call.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yeah, Mr. Charlo, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, not too bad. I just you want to tell me something now with this new law, immigration law, that these employers not supposed to be going on a different employer or anything. Is there?
You mean the job hopping thing? Is that what you're talking about? The job hopping?
Yeah, they call it honeymooning.
Honeymooning.
Is none about enforcing that, or what?
Well, I mean, it came into effect on May 1st, so I would think that it would be enforced by the person trying to leave the job and get a work permit for another company.
Yeah, but listen now how this going in the construction industry, you know, because I fund with the construction industry, you know. If somebody unpermitted is working on a job by one employer, the shares, you know, the employer could go on another job, you know. This person still got his permit, you know, but they lend him. You see, they would say, well, you could go on that job for a couple of days, kind of gonna work here. You could go on on that job for a couple of days, and if they charge $150, the employer, the one that got the permit, the employee, he makes something off of that.
He gets his cut.
Yeah, and then I change employees, and I do the same employers, but the employee is honeymooning on another job site. So that all that got to be enforced. That it's the same thing. It's even worse.
Well, actually, you don't even need the new law to enforce that one, because that's illegal to begin with. That's not even job hopping. I mean, you're going to work for somebody who did not take out a work permit for you.
Yeah, and it's happening like a common thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's been going on for some time, right?
Sometimes it's been going on for years now, decades. I come and find, when I came into the system for my young boy, I come and find the system that way, and they're not changed with all the laws. So that is the kind of thing that is hindering the Caymanian from getting ahead.
I mean, it's also the kind of thing. It's also the kind of offense that somebody needs to report.
Sorry.
It's also for work immigration to know about that. Somebody really has to report that, because I mean that's being done, on the sly, right?
Who gonna report it? I'm not gonna snip about it. I'll just bring in the issue to them. They got how investigation and go on the job sites and see what's going on. Say who got your permit? Is this person got your permit? Because some of these people on permit, they go and get little contracts that I could be doing out on the street. This man that he employer now, not gonna nothing for him now for a couple of months or whatever. They're still keeping him employed under the permit, but not gonna work for him. So what you think that man going to do? He going honeymoon now, and anything that he could do, get a little roast here and there, and lick out the Caymanian man or somebody legal that got rights to work. He can't get it now because the other person now is coming in and taking the job where he's supposed to be. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, it's done, on the quiet, right?
Yeah, it's done under the not so quiet, because sometimes you'll be surprised which companies it is that doing this. You'll be surprised that they got the employers running wild out there honeymooning on other jobs. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the kind of thing that the government got get a hold of. It makes them look stupid. They're just talking to people that don't know no better, but people that know better is really laughing at them. Because this is worse than finding an employer to change your permit to go to another employer.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's going to take people. I think that's going to take immigration officers, work officers, enforcement, visiting job sites, and let me see your papers every day. You would have to be doing that.
That's what they got to do, because the thing is out of control. This is what they got to do. This is what got happen. We got come to that level now to get back where part we should be. That everything running according to how it's supposed to be. This is where part we got to go again. So they're not cleaning up nothing. I don't know if it's happening in other sectors that way, like in office sectors and in other white collar jobs, but it's happening in the construction. Construction is the dirtiest business around. So all kind of things.
I've heard a lot about it. But listen, I'm out of time. I'm over time. But you get the final word, the last word today.
Yeah, well, I hope the right person is hearing, because I know it's not gonna change too quick. Look like.
All right. Well, take care, and thanks for calling. Well, that's it for Talk Today. Thank you to all of you who are tuned in and those who called in. Have a great afternoon. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.